Hi, everyone. Welcome to SBR Sports Picks. Today is Thursday, May 18th. He's Drew Martin. I'm Peter Loshak, and this is the regular show we do every Monday and Thursday, where Drew and I take a look ahead to the upcoming series in MLB. I think overall we've given some pretty valuable, early thoughts and advice, and just look at sharing how we're thinking about some of these games and starting pitching assignments. And I think overall it's generally pretty good advice.
I agree, Pete. And you're the guy that kind of got me onto the series betting. I really haven't been much into it at all. Just a couple entertainment wagers before this season, so I appreciate it.
Series betting can definitely have a betting value, and it's a great way for guys with a lower dollar value to bet for sure, because the lines are softer and so the limits are lower. But if the limits are not are appropriate with your bet size, then it can have a lot of value. It can be a great way to bet. And also, just from a handicapping perspective, even though I don't do too much series betting, I love looking ahead to the series in general, because I feel like sometimes you can get bogged down in like specific game situations or specific starting pitching matchups, and it's important to look at these series and to just have a general feel of the teams in general, who you think is going to be overvalued, who you're high on, who you're low on going forward.
Yeah,
right?
and even for the more, I guess, the lesser better, you get more of your dollar goes longer. You get three games for one wager. So I kind of like that. It's almost like a season-long wager, but obviously just a series. And Bookmaker is the one I've been using for the series prices. They come out the earliest. They keep it at a -110 price for the most part. So.
Yeah, yes, they do. They do, absolutely. All right, so let's talk about some of the interesting series that are coming up. The first one that jumps out at me is Cleveland at Houston. Right now, I'm starting to think that, at some point I'm expecting Cleveland to be, significantly better in terms of ROI and offensively. I've said that many times. But as of right now, they have a -33% ROI in May, double-digit negative ROI, just single digits negative ROI at home. But, of course, Houston on the other side, plus 23% ROI in baseball. That means if you would blindly bet Houston every single game this year, you would be up 23% of the total amount of money that you would bet. That is awesome. They're plus 13% at home. It's right. I'm sorry. Cleveland is just single digit at home. Cleveland is on the road here. So obviously, I don't know. Is Houston? Look, Houston was obviously an auto play on in their last series against Miami. I shied away from that in my official picks every morning. And he didn't throw up my record yet. All right, we'll throw that up in a second. But is Houston? Is Houston an auto play here?
I don't know if they're an auto play. They got no McCullers, no Keuchel. So in this series, Cleveland really gets a plus there. Cleveland actually did win the first series. This is the second series they'll be playing this year. Although Altuve and Springer were both banged up. I'm not sure how much they played in that first series. But also keep in mind, both of these teams have pretty good bullpens. So as far as just an auto play, I would pump the brakes on that, Pete. And no McCullers, no Keuchel. I'll actually probably be staying away. But like you said, it's interesting to see these teams that have been profiting keep profiting. All right. Not.
So now let's quickly throw up my record, which is one of the other things we do. Of course, I give my official picks every morning at 10:30 Eastern time in the MLB show that we do. And we can throw up my record. I'm proud to say I believe I'm up about 7 units right now. That's about 5% ROI. That is going to be tough for me to maintain over the whole season. But if I can do it, I'll be bragging. Not just proud. I'll be loudly proud about that. That is it's tough to profit in sports betting long term, Drew Martin.
Absolutely. That's a record to definitely be proud of. I know it's better than mine. It's better than a lot of people's out there.
It's also still very short term, and as we know, that's only 7 units. And just give me 2 days of crappy picks. Bam! I'll be negative units in the matter of 2 days. So
that's why bankroll management.
Yes, at bankroll management, and also keeping your focus and making sure that every bet you make is one that you're okay with if it loses, and if you look back on it, you're not like if you look back on it, you're not like, what the hell was I thinking? That was a rash decision. I didn't really know what I was doing. So yeah, all right. So and getting back to the Houston Cleveland series, on Friday it's Bauer against Morton, right? So Trevor Bauer, his last start was not as bad as some of his previous bad starts, but in general he's looking very hittable right now. And Morton on the other side is also regressing. He's still getting his strikeouts, but he's also getting hit. So I'm actually thinking about maybe a shot with the over on that one on Friday.
I wouldn't disagree with you, especially with these two lineups. But for the full game, you bring both of these bullpens. I always try to bet overs more with shaky bullpens.
Yes,
Cleveland
right.
and Houston,
yes. I mean, obviously, starting pitching is a key component when you're betting totals. So are bullpens. You don't want to overlook that. All right, Drew Martin, what series has caught your eye this upcoming weekend?
Let's see. I got that Cleveland-Houston one does.
Big one, yeah.
Another one that I'm really interested to watch is Washington-Atlanta.
Yes.
It's interesting to see what happens tonight. I guess it depends when you're watching this video, but Toronto and Atlanta have not played that last game where they're likely going to be an issue of some sort. But we got Gio Gonzalez versus Dickey, Scherzer versus Cologne, Strasburg versus Garcia. I would love to find a prop to see Washington sweep Atlanta on the road. I would be all over that. I mean, I would think it would be at a plus price.
Or if you could just do it yourself and just bet the money line on each game and bet the entire amount on the next game when it comes up. And
Absolutely.
there's your sweep bet if you want to do that. I agree with you. My notes on this one: Washington is strong as profitable and as always. And my main note on this one question is how much respect will they get on the lines? I don't know.
Yeah, that will be the interesting tell here. I mean, the only game I could see it being
insane is
the Scherzer would be
the Scherzer Cologne matchup, right?
Yeah, Scherzer
I mean that's going to be what? What do you think? 180?
I would
220.
They are the away team, so it's always shaky to say above 2, but it's got to be flirting with 2, no doubt about it.
Yeah. But look, maybe even at minus. I mean, Cologne. Talk about coming crashing back down to earth, and he's got a lot of gravity when he falls. Cologne is crashing back down to earth. This might be one of those plays where even as a road favorite of minus 180, and Scherzer took a line drive off the knee, so he had a little bit. I think he's going to be okay. Washington might be worth a play even at minus 180 or something. What do you think?
Yeah, I agree. And just looking at the Friday ones, SBR odd screen right now, we got Pinnacle and Chris both at minus 150 for Washington, so that's kind of a tell there. Although Dickey is a tough one to handicap,
he is.
So
he is, because he's bad, but he's also sort of consistently not horrific. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
He'll he has a lot of 6-inning 4-run starts, as a lot of knuckleballers do, but he actually rarely has one of those 3-inning 8-run starts that are, you know what I mean? Yeah.
And I haven't broken it down to how Washington hits knuckleballers, but
the other issue is that Gonzalez has been, I was high on him to start the year and was pretty profitable and accurate with that, but he has been stumbling a bit though. Now I'm not so high on him. For his periffs are kind of crashing, and once again, I've been saying that the Atlanta offense is a little bit better than advertised. We'll see if Freeman, how long he's out, but that could be an over.
Go ahead. Do you think Freddie Freeman in the betting markets is worth the most to his team more than any other player in baseball?
Oh, geez. Oh, I don't know. I mean, I do look at individual player value, but I don't put too fine a point on it. As opposed to I know that Freeman's massively valuable, Bryce Harper's massively valuable, but on week to week and month to month, I don't put that fine of a point on it. I think I do recall seeing some kind of advanced analysis that said that exact thing that you were just saying, that he is one of the most valuable players, if not the most valuable player to his team in all of baseball.
Yeah, he's definitely got to be one of the most, just because you could say Trout or Harper, but they're on better teams, better lineups. Freeman is he's the mainstay there with the Braves. So with him being out, it was a 25-cent move today.
Yeah,
so.
Yes, absolutely. And I actually think I recall reading something about how Trout is worth way more to his team than any other player in the majors by far. But I'm not sure. Yeah, those statistics I think are interesting, but I don't force myself to stay on top of them. But I do think that in general. I think there's rougher times ahead for Dickey. Gonzalez stumbling a bit, though, so I'd be looking for maybe an over in Washington Atlanta. Again, though, we'll see what that line is when it comes up. All right, another thing that's interesting is Texas at Detroit, right? Now, Texas has obviously been absolutely rolling at home. They're now plus 21% ROI now at home overall, but Texas might not be the play when they go into Detroit because, Texas's 3 series at home, let's be honest, they were against San Diego, Oakland, and Philly, so a sweep of those 3 teams is still impressive, but not massively impressive, right?
Yeah, you're right.
Now they go on the road into Detroit, a little bit different, and I'm thinking that maybe actually Detroit might be a good play in this series in general, as far as either on their series line or on individual game money lines. What do you think?
It looks like just Friday. I mean, they're already priced as the favorite, touching close to minus 140 now. They've actually bought up, so the market's agreeing with you. I mean, it's obviously a fade fade of Texas on the road, like you said.
Right.
And Martinez, I don't think he gets much respect in the betting markets.
Yeah, he's been decent, but and Norris has been shaky with walks, but still. So yeah, I was leaning. I was just thinking about Detroit in general in this series, and then
and Pete, that's interesting because Norris with the walks, I've noticed a lot the market. When they see a guy with 3-4 walks a game in his last 2 or 3 appearances, it seems to be an auto fade. The market, the betting markets really do not like walks a lot, even more so than in past years. This year.
I mean, that's because, I think that a lot of, modeling money, sharp money is coming in. The guys who model bet big, and they move those lines. And obviously walks are a big deal. But when you have a guy like Martin Perez, who, consistently has horrible strikeout to walk ratios, but still gets not terrible results because he gets a lot of grounders, and obviously that's why I mean, you might have something there. It might actually now start to be an overvalued factor. Absolutely, we shall see. All right, so let's see what else is interesting to you, Drew Martin.
Let's see. Miami, LA. Miami, in my opinion, is just fade city.
Yes.
There's no way I'm backing them. We got Nicolino versus Wood. That is actually the one that is a little bit, we got Nicolino. He's a lefty, 2 southpaws going on it. So the Friday night one, I'm not too sure. I actually might look under there in LA, night game in Dodger Stadium. But other than that, we got Straley versus Urias. It would be LA or pass, and then I believe the Sunday game is still to be determined on both pitchers. So if you can find a series price, anything under 180, $2, I would be all over the Dodgers there. Yeah. In Miami, I come from South Florida. I've noticed this for a while. They do not play well on the West Coast. I would like to find their record on the West Coast. It's not good at all. So LA or pass.
Well, as you know, that is my my low hanging fruit of the day for tonight on Thursday is the Dodgers -1 over Miami, and Miami is minus 29% ROI overall, and in May -63%. Dang. Wow, that is a ugly number right there.
That one hurts. Hopefully nobody out there was betting the Marlins.
Sweet Lord. Can you imagine if you had to come on and be like, hi, I'm a professional handicapper. My ROI right now is -29%.
And it's
Holy
only
crap.
May.
Unbelievable. I mean, I think Miami will pick it up at some point, but I agree with you. Going on the road here against Dodgers is not when it's likely to happen. Another team with a strong home road dichotomy is Seattle, right?
Yeah.
And that's another play that I have tonight. And Seattle is actually a plus 25% ROI at home, third best in the majors. And the White Sox, as we know, and I kind of hinted to you about that on camera and off, they are in free fall, right? Minus 40% ROI in May after their huge start where they were tops in baseball. They're now almost even. They're still slightly profitable, but the White Sox are clearly a fade right now, or they have been a fade. And I do consider them to be a team that I'm looking to fade going forward in spots. And on the road at Seattle, I think we look to do it again, continue it in this series.
Yeah, I'm not going to talk you off of that. And it's very interesting to see a team like the Chicago White Sox be so bad with a pretty decent bullpen. That usually does not happen.
Well, the bullpen, I believe, I haven't updated my stats on my bullpen stats, but I believe the bullpen has regressed as well. I mean, it was like the #1 bullpen when they were winning, and now it's clearly regressing. Okay, and then another one that's interesting is KC at Minnesota. Now, you remember I suggested that KC might be a good bet against great Boston at home. Now, though, they go on the road, right? And KC is not good. Minus 33% ROI on the road. Now, Minnesota still has a negative double-digit ROI at home. In fact, they're actually bottom 5 in the majors at home. But I'm thinking that maybe it might be a spot to take Minnesota and to time a slump by KC here. What do you think?
That's an interesting one, Pete. I will tell you this: what Minnesota has a doubleheter today, right? So it's something that you're going to want to see the bullpen numbers today going into the series. If they get worked and have to use all their arms, that could be something to pump the brakes on the Twins with.
All right, now Drew Martin, is it okay if I ask you a really hard one?
As long as it's about baseball. If it's about Tinder or something that, I don't know.
This is a tough one. I don't know how deep you've looked into this one, but the Mets are now minus 25% overall in terms of ROI. Second worst in MLB. They're crashing. Minus 30% ROI at home, right? A team seriously having some problems. Now, though, they come home. The Angels are another team that has a stark home road dichotomy. You see this a lot with West Coast teams. Very positive at home, very negative on the road. Now they're going all the way across country to play the Mets. The question is how good, bad, mediocre are the Angels, and is this a series where maybe the Mets, despite their overall horrific record at home overall, maybe they turn it around a little bit, and this is one series where they have some value in light of the Angels' terrible road record overall?
I could see it. I mean, it's very surprising to see the Mets hit the way they have. You know, you look at their lineup, you don't think it's all that, and sure enough, they're putting up 4 or 5 runs all the time. It's just their pitching. You know, what's going on there? Are their arms okay? Matt Harvey with his issues, but overall, I could see it. I have not dug deep into it. Where's LA coming from? Is it a tough travel spot for them?
That's a good question. I'm not exactly sure.
It looks like they do have an off day today.
Yeah, right. They have an off day. That's right.
So
right.
I mean that should actually help LA. So I don't know. I haven't broke it down enough to give you
all right, and then to look at some pitchers, you know, possible auto fades. As we know, on Sunday, next start for Bronson Arroyo. Now, Bronson Arroyo had a good start in his last start, right?
He did, yeah.
Which is okay. You know, sometimes that does happen. You know, if you're auto fading a guy and you're getting decent numbers, you know, it's okay if they burn you once in a while with a good start, as Alfredo Simon did once in a while. You know, on Sunday though, he's going up against who's he going up against? He's at home, I know, and it's against. Where the hell is that? Where the hell is that? Oh, I clicked on the wrong guy. Yeah, Colorado. So maybe he gets crushed on Sunday. I think so, right?
I don't like Arroyo in Colorado.
No, he's at home. He's in Cincinnati, but he's facing Colorado. Okay. So still at home.
Yeah, actually, yeah, you're right. That series is in Cincinnati. The one thing I like there is Cincinnati has Bonilla going on Friday. He's a guy I like. He's a mid-20s Dominican guy. His last time out, he went into the 8th inning, only let up 3 runs. He looked pretty good against the Giants. I know it's against the Giants, so I don't know. I would look for them to get ahead tomorrow night, but on Sunday, yeah, I'm not looking to back Arroyo. I'm probably in the same camp as you.
See, I'm on the other side of that one, on the Colorado-Cincinnati one. I'm looking for I think Bonilla gets lit up here, and Anderson is slated to pitch against him. His strikeouts are up. He's still having some problems giving up home runs and still struggling. And that game, I'm looking at overs and maybe a Colorado team total over in this one. I think Bonilla gets hit a little bit here.
Yeah, I wouldn't talk
Sorry
you
to
off
be disagreeable.
That's
what
makes that's what makes him market, Pete.
Right.
What don't you like about Bonilla?
Well, I think that he is. I don't like his lifetime numbers in the minors, and I think he's off a good start. That's a little bit misleading. And obviously I like the Colorado bats. You know, on the road, and Colorado, of course, plus 50% ROI on the road. Did you know that?
I knew that they were good.
Wow,
I didn't know
amazing.
It was 50%.
So yeah, I think this is a spot where you know, if Cincinnati wins, it's because they also hit Anderson. They do hit lefties well, and Anderson is still, even though strikeouts have been up in his last start, he's still questionable for sure going forward. So I'm looking at, in general, an over on this one, and definitely a Colorado team total over. We'll see what the lines are when they come out, but that is a Friday game, so I'll be giving my official opinions and possible picks on that game tomorrow morning at 10:30 Eastern time. Tune in for that if you want to hear what I specifically have to say about that one. All right, is there anything else you want to bring up, Drew Martin?
No, that's good, Pete.
That's about it. All right, I think we can wrap it up. I'm sorry. Are you pissed at me now that I?
Yeah, bro. Why'd you have to call me out like that? You know, I like the 20-something Dominican to do well, and hey, but they are 2 good bullpens. So as far as just going overs, again, I would say, you know, just dig into it. It is. I'd like the ballpark to go over, but the bullpens are both all right.
That's about it. Obviously, Drew and I could literally talk about every series and every upcoming pitching matchup, and maybe one day we will and have an hour-and-a-half show where we're doing that. But for now, that's about it. My record so far in baseball, once again, thank God, is nicely positive, and I'll be giving more picks tomorrow, Friday, at 10:30 Eastern time. Tune in for that, and you know, feel free to come on that show, comment on YouTube. It's a live show, and so you can make your comments, ask your questions, and I will respond to all of them. And that's what we do tomorrow, Friday, at 10:30 a.m. Eastern time. Drew Martin, good show.
Hey, Pete, good show. Mucho gusto, buddy.
Well, this episode of The Odds Couple is over. But if you give us a like and click SBR's logo at the bottom of the screen to subscribe, then you'll get all the upcoming videos as soon as they come out. And don't forget to take advantage of our website. There's free picks, live betting lines, and sportsbook reviews and ratings guides, and a whole lot more. Check it out now.